Hello and welcome to Peak FM's Sports Desk. We've just heard news coming from Chesterfield Football Club down at the Parks that they've made a couple of new signings today, both from Scunthorpe United. We've got a goalkeeper, Joe Anyon, and a fullback in Scott Wiseman. I'm joined by Peak FM's intrepid commentator, Joe Rawson. Joe, what do you make of the two signings?
Well, I mean, we can look back at yesterday as well with Bradley Barry, and three have come in over the last 48 hours. I think the headline one is Scott Wiseman, very experienced fullback, has been in a playoff chase, which you can say the same about Joe Anyon. He came back into the Scunthorpe team towards the end of last season, but Wiseman is the headline signing. A big name in the lower leagues, has played 100 odd games at championship level as well, has won numerous promotions in the past with Preston and Scunthorpe, a Gibraltar international as well, so he's got that on his CV. I think that's a really good bit of business done by Gary Caldwell and Steve Eyre and Guy Branston early on. Joe Anyon, we know the problems that Chesterfield have had with goalkeepers over the past season. Tommy Lee was still not 100% sure how fit he's going to be at the start of the season. Obviously, they've allowed Thorsten Stuckman to leave the club. So Anyon, again, has been at the highest level, did sign for Cardiff as a championship goalkeeper, has probably been a little bit unlucky at times that he's not had a long run at any club as the number one, but he'll be looking at Chesterfield as a real opportunity to take that number one jersey and stamp down his authority. And Bradley Barry, well, an exciting young prospect. He's only 22 years of age, played a lot for Swindon, really good attacking wing back. Whether he'll go straight into the team or not, I'm not sure, but he is a youngster who's had plenty of game time. Again, I think it's nearly 50-odd league appearances, which, when you consider his age, is really impressive. And they've all been at league level. So, whereas this time last season, we were looking at Chesterfield signing players. Well, they didn't sign anyone at this time last season, but as we edged towards the start of the campaign, they were signing unknown players. And apart from Ched Evans, who we didn't quite know what to expect from him. This time, the three that have already come in, we know what they're all about, which is good.
So we've seen so far mostly defensive kind of signings. So obviously, well, you'd assume that there's going to be more to come in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I had a chat with Joe Anyon and Scott Wiseman, and then I sat down with Guy Branston for 20 odd minutes, which you'll be able to hear on the Peak FM website and on our audio boom page. He is very, very busy at the moment. They want to try and get the majority of the squad sorted before that trip to Spain, because that's going to be vital in terms of the build-up to the new pre-season. With the amount of new faces coming into the squad, that trip abroad will be used as a bonding session where the players will be able to get to know each other a little bit more personally, and they'll have a couple of games out there. So they want the majority of the squad to be in place before that trip. I think we'll see another couple in before the end of next week, and then they're back in training the week after. They will be the first club back in training. So some of those players who they are talking about signing are on holiday at the moment, and that's the issue they've got. And they've had to go on holiday so early, because if they sign for Chesterfield, they know that they'll be back in training at the very start of June. So we'll see a few come in, I think, in the next couple of weeks. And then, as well, Guy Branston mentioned about the relationships he's trying to establish with some of the Premier League clubs. Now, that will be specifically loan deals, and they will happen later on in the transfer window. In fact, the season may have even started by the time we see a few loans come in, because Premier League squads, of course, the Premier League season hasn't even finished yet. The final round of matches is on Sunday. But they will then go out on tours all over the world, and you tend to see a lot of the youngsters given quite a bit of game time on these tours, and the ones that they want to send out to get match time at League 2 or League 1 level, they tend to make their moves later on. We know David Brooks is a done deal from Sheffield United. That was part of the Ched Evans deal. That will happen at the start of June. Of course, he is on England duty though at the Toulon tournament, so that's why it's not been announced. As soon as he's back, that will get announced. We know that's one coming in. So yeah, lots of deals still to be done. I think Guy Branston just wanted to issue the message that patience is the key, because these things take time. But with the pedigree of these 3 signings that have come in, I think it will give supporters a lot of optimism and hope for others coming through the door.
Well, fingers crossed. And just one final question. You mentioned there about that early start they're having. Given that, obviously, coming off the back of what was, let's be honest, a pretty poor season for the Spireites, how important is it that they get back training and get those friendlies under the belt as well?
Yeah, I mean, we know that some local friendlies have already been announced, and of course that trip to Spain. Gary Caldwell, I think, knows how vitally important it is to start well next season, and so he needs them back early, because I think there's always been a worry about the style of play since he's come in, and I still don't think some players quite know how Gary Caldwell wants them to play, or whether they're capable to play in the style that he wants them to. So with pre-season, he'll make a proper assessment, won't he? And if they're not up to the job, then we may see some players leave the football club, and we may see others come in. Of course, with the amount of turnover in playing staff, they need to get to know each other. I presume he's going to go with that 3 at the back. That seems to be his favoured formation. Again, it's not easy for everyone to transition into. Some are even training already. Ray Simons was doing some physio work at the football club earlier. It looks as if he is going to sign his contract extension. Ian Evatt, who has signed his contract extension, is in the gym. He's working throughout the summer because he's obviously coming back from a knee injury. So yeah, it's vital. And look at League Two already. Mansfield, the old rivals,
spending big this summer.
Exactly, the amount of money they have already spent is ridiculous, and I think that just shows you how competitive it's going to be. Mark McNulty, one who has been linked with Chesterfield, has signed for Coventry City now, another big club, I think, under Mark Robbins. They're going to be up there. It's going to be so competitive that you need to be ready, and you need to be ready from the off. And so, yeah, vital that he gets them in early. Vital that the players are back training and getting to know each other. And vital that more signings are made for the first day of pre-season training, because the time that they spend together will be invaluable.
Well, we won't know for definite whether all this pays off until August, but thanks for joining us, Joe, and once again, keep up to date with Peak FM on our website, peakfm.co.uk, and also in our hourly news bulletins. We'll have all the latest on Chesterfield Football Club throughout the summer, so thanks.